Hi everyone, welcome to this class on simple and compound interest. And I'm going to make the topic really simple and interesting for you. So good evening everyone, welcome to this class and hope you guys are doing great. So let's take a look at this topic, simple and compound interest. So we're going to be looking at, how to invest our money, what to do with the money, and how does the bank calculate simple interest or compound interest. And I'm going to make the concepts really easy for you. So guys, make sure to watch the entire class and do share out our channel with your friends. So before I start, I'd like to say that do check out our website, manochaacademy.com. We've got these awesome courses for physics, chemistry and maths for you. And I'm super excited to let you know that I've also started this coding course. So we have a Java coding course, computer programming with Java. So guys, do check out our website, manochaacademy.com. I take more live classes there. We have interactive videos, quizzes and questions, and you can ask doubts. So do check it out. And yes, some of you are asking, my name is Sandeep Manocha, and do check out our website, Manocha Academy. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button right now. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our live classes. And please do share it out with your friends. Thanks a lot for your love and support. And I'm super excited to let you know that we are now a family of over 3 lakh people. So we have 3 lakh subscribers on our YouTube channel now. And that's all because of you guys. Thanks a lot. Good evening. Yes, I'm doing good. Great to see all of you here. And do share out our channel and website with your friends. All right, guys, so are you ready for this interesting topic on simple and compound interest? And I'm going to make it really interesting. So let's begin. So guys, let's say you have some pocket money. Where do you guys keep your pocket money? Do you keep it in your piggy bank? So let's say you have some pocket money. Where do you keep it? Right? Of course, we, like to take our pocket money and, spend it quickly. But let's say you have saved some money, right? Right? So you have some savings, and where do you put it? So one option is you can put it in your piggy bank, or the other option is you can put it in a bank, right? So guys, what do you think, right? Where should you put it? In the piggy bank or the bank, right? So let's say you have some money, or somebody in your family or your parents, they're having, let's say you have 1,000 rupees. Okay, so you have two options here, guys. You can either put it in the piggy bank, right? Or you can put it in the bank here, right? So this is a bank. So what will you choose? So most of you are saying piggy bank, right? Or some of you are saying bank. So how do you guys decide whether to put it in the piggy bank, right? Or the real bank? So what do you guys think? So one, of course, keeping it in the piggy bank is, we feel good that we have that money at home. But of course, the advantage is that in a bank, it's safer. But is that the only advantage, right? So let's take a look. What do you think will happen to the 1,000 rupees that you have, or let's say 1,000 rupees, $1,000, whatever currency, right? Whatever is the currency for your country. So let's say you have 1,000 rupees. What will happen to that 1,000 rupees after 10 years? What do you guys think? So when it's kept in the piggy bank versus the real bank. Okay. So let's say you kept the 1,000 rupees. So let's say you or your friend kept it in the piggy bank and the other friend kept it in the bank. So let's compare what happens. So in the piggy bank, right? If you break open, or if there's a lock and you open the lock after 10 years, how much money will you find in the piggy bank, guys? So what is the correct answer? How much money will you find in your piggy bank? It's going to be the same, right? It's still going to be 1,000 rupees. Do you guys agree? So the money will still be same. Excellent, right? So I see Naga says the same money, right? Ranjana says that, very good, Sumangal, right? It will stay the same. But let's say you put it in the bank. So guys, after 10 years, do you know how much money will you have in the bank? Does anybody have any idea? Right? Very good. I see BTS Army, he's saying 2,000. Very good. So yes, it will be, double, or it could even be more than that. So let's say in the bank, you will have 2,000 rupees. right? So double the amount after 10 years. So your money has doubled, right? Or if you have used a different scheme, like we're going to talk about compound interest, it could even be something like approximately 2,600. So now guys, which one will you choose? The piggy bank or the real bank? So which one will you take? And of course, the advantage of the bank is it's safe and this money has grown automatically, right? You didn't do anything, right? It's just happened automatically because of this simple interest or the compound interest that we are going to discuss in this class. All right. So let's learn about how the money can grow over time, right? Which, once you guys are big, you'll be looking at investments, right? How to invest your money. So what once you have savings, right? How to take the savings and invest it. So you know that in a bank, the money can grow over time, right? So you guys have heard of this, that can you see the graph here? The money is increasing. So how to grow your money? Because basically what is happening? The bank is giving you interest, right? So you've heard of this word, guys? The bank gives you interest on the money. Now, why do the banks do that? Why are they giving you interest? Right? So it is good to invest the money in the bank or maybe in some other scheme. The banks are giving you interest because they are reutilizing the money, right? They might be giving loans to somebody, right? So they give loans out to people, right? Or they are using it for some other investments. So when you put money in the bank because they want you to put money, they will be giving you extra money, right? Yes, and Madhav is mentioning mutual funds, right? So there are so many ways to invest, mutual fund, shares, but we are not going to be talking about that. We are just going to be talking about simple and compound interest, right? So you know, guys, that the banks, they give these loans, and even in the loans, so let's say you want to buy a house, right? So let's say when you guys grow up and you want to buy a home, or right now, in your family, you want to buy a home, or let's say you want to do a startup, guys. Okay, so let's say you want to you have a business idea, and after college you want to do a startup, a business. Then you need money. You need money to buy a house or a business. Then what do? We we fill out a loan application, right? We take a loan from the bank. Excellent, right? So you've heard of this thing, bank loans. So let's say you want to take a loan of let's say 100,000, 1 lakh rupees. So will the bank just, give it to you and you will have to pay the same amount to the bank? What do you guys think? So at the end of your loan period, let's say after 10 or 20 years, do you just need to return that amount? No, right? Because what do the banks do? They charge some interest, right? So just like the bank was giving you the interest on the money that you've invested, similarly, you have to pay interest, right? They cannot just lend you, they're not like your friend, that here, take 1 lakh rupees and return it to me after 20 years, right? Or after 10 years. Then everybody will be taking a loan, but you need to pay more money. Exactly as Princey Raina is saying, you have to pay more money, the interest. Excellent, guys, excellent. And guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button right now and do share out our channel with your friends. So let's understand this topic, right? So what exactly is this interest that we're talking about, right? We talked about the bank is giving you interest and that's how your money is growing, right? Or there is interest on bank loans. So what exactly is this interest, right? So you might have seen this kind of thing, right? Have you seen this kind of term? The banks write, we are giving 10% interest. And what does PA stand for? Can anybody tell me what does this PA stand for? So banks are, let's say, giving you interest or what we call as simple interest. Excellent. I see Marvin says per annum, right? Nihal Reddy says per annum. Excellent, guys. Wow. You guys are all expert bankers. That's great. So this is going to be PA stands for per annum, which means in simple words, per year. They are giving you 10% per year. Okay. So let's say you take this 1,000 rupees, right? And since now we decided we are not going to put it in the piggy bank, we are going to put it in the real bank here, right? So you take 1,000 rupees and put it in the bank at 10% per annum, right? So after 1 year, how much interest will you guys get, right? So we guys are talking about here after 1 year. So after 1 year, can you guys work it out? How much interest is the bank going to give you? So that's the question here. So after 1 year, how much interest are you going to get on the money that you've deposited in the bank, right? So think, guys, what do you guys think will be the answer here? Excellent, right? So I see a lot of you have written 100 is absolutely the correct answer. Let's see we can just work that out from common sense, right? The amount, right? You've put 1,000 rupees in the bank. So if you just think in terms of common sense, right? You've put 1,000 rupees. So let's calculate the interest. It's going to be 1,000 rupees and it's 10% per annum, per year. So for 1 year, it's going to be 1,000 rupees multiplied by 10% of that, right? So basically you're doing, if I write it in another way, it's 10% of 1,000. Do you guys agree? Excellent. So what is it going to work out to be? 10 by 100, 10% multiplied by 1,000. And if you do the math there, right, all these zeros will cancel. And so basically we are getting 100 rupees or whichever currency you're in, dollars, rupees, whatever, right? So this is going to be your interest. Do you guys agree? Excellent, right? And what will be the interest if you keep it for 2 years? So guys, and this interest is called the simple interest. So what we are talking about here is called simple interest, or SI in short, or sometimes we just call it interest. So please remember that when we say interest, it doesn't mean compound interest. It's the simple interest, the simple thing we are talking. Excellent, guys. After 2 years, you guys told it correctly. After 2 years, it will be 200 rupees, right? After 3 years, 300. Okay. And so what will be the amount after 1 year? So if you want to calculate your amount, what is it going to be? The total amount is going to be the amount you deposited, 1,000 plus the interest, right? So 1,000 plus your 100 rupee interest. And so the amount is going to be 1,100 rupees. Fantastic. I see a lot of you are writing 1,100 is the amount after 1 year, right? And so 1,200 will be the amount after 2 years. Very simple, right? So let's see if we can, write down a formula. So all of you guys have understood this. So what is the simple interest formula? It's very, very simple, right? So what is the simple interest formula? Please learn it as PRT by 100. So you guys can see this formula here. PRT means principal, right? What is principal here? We'll talk about P stands for principal. As you can see, R is the rate and T is the time. So you just have to multiply these numbers and divide by 100. And SI, can you see here, guys? SI means simple interest. Okay. And as we discussed, P is the principal. So what is principal here? So principal doesn't mean your school principal, right? What do we mean by principal, guys? Principal basically means, right, the money that you have deposited. So here we are not talking about your school principal. We are talking about the money deposited in the bank, the amount deposited, right? So money, or we can say the money deposited here. So what is rate, right? Rate is what we talked about, right? The bank will say 10% per annum, as you guys said it correctly, right? So R is the rate here, okay? So P is the principal here, as you can see. R is the rate, right? And then T is the time here. Time means it's calculated, usually we write it time in years, right? So if the time is 1 year, we put T as 1, time is 2 years, we put T as 2, okay? Right? So simple, right? And what will be the final amount? Okay? So please understand, after the interest, what is going to be the final amount? Very simple. The principal plus the simple interest. Okay? The total amount that you are going to get, right? If you add up the principal amount and the simple interest. Excellent. So simple, guys. We are just adding the simple interest to the principal here, and that's going to give us the final amount, as you can see here. Okay, so please remember this important formula, PRT by 100, and let's apply it to our question here. So let's say you deposit 1,000 rupees in the bank, and the bank is giving you 10% interest, right, per annum, as we discussed, right? So we can add that also here, 10%, right? It is per annum. What amount will you get after 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years, right? So we can calculate using the formula that we have learned. So please write the formula. SI equals PRT. You don't even have to write the multiplication sign. You can just write PRT by 100. And so let's quickly look at what are the amounts here. So what is the principal here? Principal, as you can see, is 1000 rupees. Do you guys agree? So principal is rupees 1000, the money that you have deposited. Okay. What is the rate here, guys? So what is the rate given to us? 10%. So please take R as 10, right? Rate is 10%, right? So please write R as 10. Don't do the division here because 10 by 100 is the division, right? So R is 10. And the time, what is the time here? So we are interested first in 1 year. So we take the time to be 1 year. Okay, so very simple, just substitute these values, very easy. So you just have to substitute it in the formula here, 1000 multiplied by 10%, right? So 10 multiplied by 1 year, right? And divided by 100. So this is going to be the simple interest here, right? So if you work that out, it's very simple. As we had calculated earlier, simple interest after 1 year is going to be 100, okay? Or you can write this as I1 if you like, right? Because this is the interest after 1 year, right? And don't forget the unit, rupees or whatever currency you're in. Excellent, rupees 100. Now let's say we want to find the same simple interest after 2 years. So it's very simple, right? Only the time changes. So what will be the principal? The principal is still 1000 rupees, the amount deposited, right? The rate is still 10%. So bank is not changing the rate, hopefully, right? But these days, we don't get 10%. Usually the rate is, something like 6 or 7% now, right? So let's say they're giving 10% and the time in years is 2 this time, okay? So again, use the simple formula, okay? No shortcuts, just apply the formula PRT by 100 and substitute the values here. So P is going to be 1000 here. What is the rate? Again, same 10%, very simple, right? And what is the time? You just take 2 years divided by 100. Everybody got that? So what is the interest working out to be? We can call this I2, the interest in 2 years, right? Because the time we have taken as 2 years. So what is the interest? Excellent, guys. If you work out this calculation, it's going to be 200 rupees, okay? Awesome. And same thing, you guys will do it for 3 years. So again, apply the same formula, only the time now changes to 3 years, okay? So let's go ahead and substitute the values. It's very simple. PRT by 100, and that's going to be really easy, guys. That principal is 1000, right? So we're going to substitute 1000 there. The rate is still the same, 10%, right? So 10 there, and this time the time is going to be 3 years, okay? And divided by 100. And this we can call it our I3 if you want, right? The interest after 3 years. So what is the interest working out to be? Rupees 300. So guys, what will be the total amount after 3 years? Can you guys tell me? What will be the total amount? And yes, guys, please wait. We are coming to compound interest also. So what will be the total amount? Very simple. You just have to take the total amount. A is the principal, right? Principal is 1000. You can see here. So total amount is going to be the principal, which is 1000 plus the interest that you've calculated, which is 300. So after 3 years, if they ask you the amount, please don't write the interest. You have to add it, right? It's going to be rupees 1300. Awesome, guys, right? Is this clear? Excellent. So very good. I see a lot of you have written 1300. Awesome. Now let's take a look. We talked about simple interest, which is very simple, and you just have to apply this formula PRT by 100. Okay, and you can easily calculate it. An amount is the principal plus the simple interest. Excellent. Very good. Now let's move on to our interesting thing called compound interest. Okay. So what is compound interest? This is very interesting. So let's say you take your same 1000 rupees and you deposit it in the bank. And let's say the bank is still giving you the same rate, 10% per annum, but this time it is with compound interest. Okay. So what is going to happen now? So what's the difference? It's not the same as simple interest, okay? So let's take a look, guys. What is going to happen is, so after 1 year, how much interest will you get, right? So let's say you get some interest and we had calculated it, right? After 1 year, we will get 10% of 1000, right? So after 1 year, as we guys had calculated, you can calculate it using the formula, or it's 10% of 1,000. So that's going to be rupees 100. Do you guys agree? Okay. So we have got 100 rupees interest after 1 year. Now, right? Now guys, let's say you take that 100 rupees, right? So if you have got 100 rupees, what is the total amount of money that you have now after 1 year? Because 1,000 plus 100, right? Very good, excellent. Ashwit Narayan says 1,100, right? So you just have to add these amounts. So what is the total amount that you have here? You just simply sum these two amounts here, 1,000 and 100. So the total amount is going to be 1,100. And we can call this A1 after 1 year, right? Now let's say you take that amount, right? So you have got 100 rupees from the bank after 1 year, and the same day you go and deposit it in the bank. Okay. So guys, let's say once you've got the amount, you go and deposit the same amount into the bank, right? The same day, right? So now instead of 1,100, instead of 1,000, you're going to put this 1,100 in the bank. Does that make sense? After 1 year. So now how much money does the bank have? Does it have 1,000 from you or 1,100 from you? 1,100, right? So now if it's going to, take 10%, so how much interest will you get in the second year? So guys, you have deposited 1,100, not 2,100. Please be careful, guys. We are adding. So what are we adding here? We are basically adding the interest. This was I1, right? So you guys can see that we are adding these two values, the amount that the principal that you had plus 100, 1,100. So you took out that money, 1,100, and you deposited it in the bank. Actually, we don't need to do that. I'll explain you. But let's say you took it out, same day you put it. So you have put 1,100. Now, after the second year, right? Again, after 1 year, how much interest will you get, guys? On 1,100, what will be the interest now? It's going to be 10%. It's 10% per annum. So it's going to be 10% of 1,100. Do you guys agree? Excellent. I see Karthik has written 110. Fantastic. Even Dakshik has written 110. Very good. Asha, right? So after 2 years, what is the case after 2 years? So after 2 years, right? So basically after the second year, how much interest you're going to get? The I2. I2 is going to be basically 10% of 1,100. So it's going to be 110. So guys, can you see that your interest is increasing? Right? So this is compound interest, right? So, but the interesting thing is you don't have to take out the money. You can, right? The bank doesn't give you the money. They basically add the interest to the principal amount automatically, and they are giving you compound interest. So can you guys see that? Right? So basically the 110 is being added. So the 100 is being added. It becomes 1100. Then after another year, 110 will be added. So what will be the new amount? 1100 plus 110. So that's going to be rupees 1210. Do you guys agree with me? Please check my calculations. I'm doing it live here, right? So this time now the bank has 1210 from you, and then it's going to be 10% of that, right? Excellent. So this is called compound interest. It's as if you're taking the interest and redepositing it in the bank. But the best part is you don't have to do it, right? The bank automatically takes the interest and adds it to your principal, right? So the bank is taking the interest and adding it to your principal. And that's how your amount keeps increasing and growing. Okay. So guys, this can be easily understood if you make a table. So let me make it really easy for you. So if you make a table like this, right? So what was our original principal? 1,000 rupees. The rate was 10%. In 1 year, as we had calculated, we were getting an interest of 100 rupees, 10%, right? So what was the total amount? The principal plus 100. So the total amount after 1 year was 1,100. Now what do? You just copy this total amount, right? So guys, just you copy this total amount to the principal here. As simple as that. Okay. So please copy, because the current amount becomes the new principal, right? So the amount after the first year becomes the principal for the second year. Very, very important concept. So this is going to be 1100 here, right? So again, you do 10% of that, right? So the rate is still going to be the same. What should be the time here? Again, it's going to be 1 year, right? Because again, you're calculating the interest for 1 year. So the time is going to be 1 year. And so 10% of 1100 is going to be 110. Okay. And so then you add the principal and the interest. So the total is going to be 1210. Do you guys agree? What are we doing? We are adding 1100 plus 110. So please make this table. This visualization will make it really easy for you. Okay. And then again, you take this amount. The amount after the second year is going to be the principal of the third year. Right? Can you guys see that? So you just copy that amount here. And so that's going to be 1210 here. What will be the rate? The rate stays the same, right? The bank promised you 10%, though it is now compounded, right? So now 10% of, for again 1 year. So don't make it 3 years here. It's still 1 year. So what is going to be 10% of 1210? It's going to be 121. Am I right, guys? Please check my calculations. And now what will be the final amount? You need to add it here. So are you guys getting this? Very, very simple, right? Do you guys see that here? So we simply add the amount here, and this is what do we get here, guys? So we are basically going to get 1210 plus 121. Excellent. I see Sirisha has the right answer here. It's 1331. Fantastic. So please understand this concept. Take a look here, guys. This was your interest after the first year. So you can denote it by I1. This is I2. This is I3, right? This is the amount after the first year, A1, A2, amount after second year, A3. And these are your principals, right? This P1 is 1000, P2 is 1100, P3 is 1210. So can you guys see that your A1, the amount after first year, becomes the principal in the second year? Okay, so this is how you do these questions, right? So awesome, guys, awesome. You guys got it. So please make this table, and you know, it will be really easy to visualize what is happening here in compound interest. So what is the difference between simple and compound interest? Which one is better, guys? So if given a choice, if the bank gives you a choice, would you like to go for simple interest or compound interest? Which one is better? What do you guys think? So what do you guys think? Is compound interest giving you more money or simple interest? And guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit it right now. You guys are being super interactive. I'm constantly seeing the chat here. Awesome, guys. Awesome. You guys are right. Compound interest is better. Why? Let's understand why. What is the key concept here? Because in simple interest, you're getting interest only on the principal. Interest only on the principal amount. Principal means the money, right? Not your school principal. So it is only on the principal, P. But in compound interest, that's very interesting. You're getting the interest on the entire amount. So you're getting interest on principal plus the interest, right? So you're getting interest on principal plus the interest, right? So it is like interest on interest. So it's becoming interest on interest, right? So that's why it gets interesting. And that is why your amount is increasing, right? So compound interest, please remember with this help of this line, it is interest on the interest, right? So you can remember that interesting way. Compound interest is interest on interest, and definitely the compound interest is better because it will give you more money, right? It will definitely give you more money. Okay, but let's say you're taking a loan. Which one is better? Then obviously simple interest, right? Because you're taking the loan, so you have to pay the loan. But if you're, putting in the money in the bank, then definitely for you, compound interest is better. Awesome, guys. So let's take a interesting comparison. So let's say you to put that 1000 rupees that you had. Okay. So let's say you had 1000 rupees. So that was our principal, right? 1000 rupees, and you put it in the bank, which gave you a rate of 10% per annum. So let's take a look at this table. how does it compare after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 10 years? How does it compare? Let's take a look. So can you see from this interesting table, guys, that amount with simple interest, is just increasing in a very simple way. 1100, 1200, 1300, 1400 as expected, right? Because the interest is same 100 rupees a year. And so after 10 years, you'll get 2000. But take a look at the compound interest. How is the amount changing? So for the first year, there's no difference. Can you see the amounts are the same? So whether you put for 1 year, when you put for 1 year, whether you put simple interest or compound interest, it doesn't matter. But it becomes interesting after 2 years. So after 2 years, can you see the difference is 10 rupees. This one is 1200. This one is 1210. Okay. Then again, it's increasing to 1331. Then 1464 and so on. And guys, can you see the difference is increasing? So if you take a look at the values after 10 years, what do we get? After 10 years with simple interest, we are getting 2000 on the amount. Okay. And after 10 years with compound interest, how much are we getting, guys? With compound interest, we are getting 2594. So there's a difference of 594 rupees. These are approximate values. Okay, I've not worked out with the decimal. So these are approximate values. So definitely you guys were right. Compound interest is better. So you may be thinking that, okay, I'm just getting 500 rupees more, but it depends on the principal, right? If the principal is larger, the difference, you'll be getting definitely more money. So can you see, guys? Very interesting. And can you guys see that the difference is continuously increasing as you go, right? Can you see here the difference between the compound interest value? So I've subtracted these in this table here, and you can see that it is increasing. Okay, because it is an interest on the interest. Why? As we talked about, the interest is being added to your principal, so it is growing. All right. Awesome, guys. And thanks a lot. Wow, we have over 380 likes. Please hit the like button if you haven't hit it already. And we're going to do some interesting questions also. All right. You guys have been super interactive. So keep your pen and paper ready. And let's take a look at how to solve the questions. And I'm going to show you some really simple tricks. So here's our first question. Find the compound interest on rupees 20,000 for 2 years, 3 months at 10% per annum reckoned annually. So let's understand what this question means. So please take a look here, guys. So can you see you have been given, this is a compound interest question, not simple interest. Okay. And can you guys tell me what is the principal here? What is the principal amount? So all of you can see that the principal here is 20,000, right? Principal amount is 20,000. Guys, what is the time here? What is the time given here? Time you can see is 2 years, 3 months. Can you guys see that here? It's written here 2 years, 3 months, right? So the time given to us is 2 years, but it's a little more complicated, not just years, right? 3 months. And the rate which has been given to us is 10% per annum. Reckoned annually means it's the right per year. Okay. So the rate given to us is 10%. All right. So now I'm going to make it really easy. Just use this, use this table and do the question. So let's try to solve it together. I want all of you to draw this table. And thanks, guys. Over 400 likes. That's awesome to see. You guys have been super interactive. Let's try this question in a very simple way. So what do? You start filling up the rows, right? So principal amount is 20,000. So let's put it here in the table, 20,000, right? So let's write 20,000 here. What is the rate given to us? 10% per annum. So we're going to put 10%. And this table means we are going to do year by year, right? So we are basically, the time here is not going to be 2 years, 3 months. We're going to take 1 year because in the table we are breaking up yearly. Okay. Now what is the interest here? So after 1 year, it's going to be simple, right? It's 10%, right? Or you can take it out with PRT by 100. So what is the interest going to be, guys, after 1 year? So please work it out. So interest is basically the principal 20,000. So I1 is going to be 20,000 multiplied by the rate 10 times the time 1. So I'm using the formula PRT by 100. Remember the simple interest formula? So we're going to use that. Okay, so you do this and divide it by 100. So what are we guys getting? So if you do the calculation here, the zeros cancel, right? And so we are basically getting 2000 is our first interest. Are you guys getting that? So what will be the total amount? Excellent. What will be the total amount after 1 year? You just have to add this first value, 20,000 and 2,000. So just be like a banker, very simple. Just add it up, 22,000. All right. Now guys, what will be the principal for the next year? Right? So 22,000 is the new amount. What is going to be the principal in the next year? You just have to copy down this value here as we discussed, right? So just copy it down here into the principal. 22,000 is going to be the new principal because it's compounding, right? The rate is still the same. So again, 10%. Time again, because we have 2 years, 3 months. So we're going to take the time another year, 1 more year. And what will be the interest, right? It's very simple. I2 is going to be again, you can directly do 10% of 22,000, right? Or better to write, using the formula. So 10% of this. And if you work it out, how much will you get here? So please calculate. It's working out to be 2,200, right? 2,200. Very good. I see Unique Diamond has the correct answer. Arush also very good. And then what will be the total amount? You just add up these numbers. So 22,000 plus 2,200 is going to give you 24,200. Very simple. Now again, you copy that amount as the new principal. So 24,200 is going to be the new principal, right? And the rate is 10%. Now guys, what should I take the time for the last row? Because it's over 2 years, but the time is given as 2 years, 3 months. So guys, remember the time needs to be taken in years. So what should we do? Very good. So Vanshita Mahajan is saying 3 by 12. Excellent. Unique Diamond says that. Devashish Nayak 3 by 12, right? Kavya, very good. Darren, excellent. So 3 by 12 is basically 1/4. So the time is basically, guys, going to be 3 months because the time has to be taken in years. Don't forget, the time is in years, right? So 3 by 12 or basically 1/4. Awesome, guys. Very good. So you can write it as 3 by 12, which is basically equal to 1 by 4, right? So we're going to use 1/4 here. So let me erase that and directly write 1/4. So what will be the interest now? So let's work out I3, guys. So I3 is basically, again, we apply the same formula. So let me write it here. So I3 is going to be 24,200, right? Times the rate is same, 10%. And this time the time is basically going to be 1/4 divided by 100. So guys, please calculate that and see what are you getting for I3. So please check, guys, how much are you getting? If you do this calculation, so all these zeros will get cancelled and please divide and check. I think you should be getting 605. I'm getting 605 here. Please check in case I have some. Okay, very good. Arush has got that answer. Excellent. Some of you are getting 615. Please check. I think it should be 605 and you just have to add that amount to the principal to find the final amount, right? So the final amount is going to be 24805. Are you guys getting this? Fantastic. 24805. But they have asked us to calculate the compound interest. So how much is it going to be, guys? So if you look at our final amount, it's 24805. What is it going to be? Right? So to find the compound interest, what do you need to do? So I'm just going to erase all of this. So either you can add all the interests, or the easier thing is you just take the final amount, right? So the compound interest is going to be, the total compound interest is going to be basically the final amount, which is you take the final amount A minus the original principal. Do you guys get that? Okay. So it's basically going to be 24805 minus 20,000. Okay. And so that's going to be 4805 is the compound interest. Are you guys getting it? And rupees, right? The unit. So this will be the compound interest. Is everybody getting that answer? Awesome. Awesome. So we have asked to find the compound interest. If they said amount, then you give the final amount. Excellent, guys. Excellent. Okay. So let's move on to our next question. So we've done this question here. Let's go to our next question. calculate the amount and compound interest for rupees 10,000, okay, for 2 years when the rates of interest are 8% and 6% respectively, okay. So in each year the rate of interest is different. So please try this, guys, all of you. So I want everybody to try this question. So what is it saying? Calculate the amount and compound interest, okay, and the principal given to you is 10,000, right? So very simple, principal is 10,000, okay. So we're going to write 10,000 in our table. Again, make this table, very simple table I've shown you, right? And the rates are given. So 10,000 is our principal here, and the rates given to us are 8% and 6%. So let's put down those rates, 8% and 6%, right? And the time is 2 years. Can you see that? The time given to us is 2 years here, right? So let's go ahead and do this. Very simple. And so we are going to break it up into 1 year, because we are breaking this table, right? So we have put down the time. So what is the interest for the first year? It's basically going to be 8% of 10,000, right? Or you can do PRT by 100, right? So PRT by 100, 8 times 10,000 and 1 year. So if you calculate it, you're going to get 800 is going to be your I1. Do you guys agree? Excellent. So what will be the total amount? 10,000 plus 800, right? Very simple. So 10,000 and 800, okay? And again, as I told you, please copy that amount here, right? We're going to copy that amount into the new principal. Do you guys agree? Okay. So let's go ahead and copy that amount here. That's going to become our new principal, okay? Now you need to find the interest here. So what will be I2, the interest on the second year? So again, same formula, PRT by 100, okay? So what is the principal? 10,800 multiplied by the rate is 6% this time, because the bank gave 8% for the first year and gave you slightly less the next year, 6%, okay? But the time is 1 year, not 2 years, because we are taking it every year, okay? Divided by 100, right? And then this will cancel out, right? So the zeros will get cancelled, and if you multiply that, what are you guys getting the interest as? Can you help me here? Very good. I see a lot of you are writing. Drakshit is writing 648. Excellent. Joshua is getting 648. Superb, guys. So I2 is basically, sorry, not 648 here. Awesome, awesome, fantastic, guys. So I2 is basically 648. So what is the total amount? You just have to add your principal, right? P2 plus I2. So just add up those numbers, and what are you guys getting? The total amount. Because note here, note the question, we need to find the amount and the compound interest, right? Excellent. I see Vijay Lakshmi has the correct answer, 11448. Absolutely correct. So if you add up these two numbers, right, the total amount is going to be this principal plus the interest. Excellent. So we have found the final amount here is 11448. And so guys, what is the total compound interest? Very simple to calculate. What will be the compound interest? So compound interest we can denote by CI. So that's basically going to be 1148, the final amount minus our principal, right? Which is 10,000. So what is the answer going to be? Excellent, excellent. You just subtract them and rupees 1448, sorry. Okay. So that is going to be the answer here. Excellent. So you just have to subtract the final amount here that we have here with the principal. Is that clear, guys? Fantastic. Let's take a look at another question here. Find the amount and compound interest for 12,000 for 1.5 years at 10% per annum, the interest being compounded half yearly. So this is very interesting. How will you guys do this question? So please take a look here. And then we are going to go to the interesting compound interest formula also. Okay. So how do you guys do this question? Please try this. And thanks a lot. Wow, we have over 440 likes. Guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit it right now and make sure, you subscribe to our channel and do share it out with your friends. Okay. I see that Ilora Mukherjee is saying, you want a demo of the Java programming. All right. I'll see if I can, upload a demo video or have a demo class. So yes, guys, we have this Java coding course. Do sign up if you want. I'm actually a software engineer at heart. I've worked 7 years at Microsoft in Seattle, and I'm teaching Java programming on our website, manochaacademy.com, and the courses are on big discounts. So guys, do take a look, and sure, I'll try to take, a class if possible. Or you want Python also? Okay. So I hope not the Python snake, right? The Python programming language. Will definitely try to take that. And guys, do check out the Java programming course. I'll see if I can have a demo class or a demo video uploaded. Thanks for your feedback, and do write your feedback in the comments. C++ will also be coming soon. I see Vanshita is saying for C++, definitely. All right guys, try solving this question. So what do we have here? Principal is 12,000. All right, principal is 12,000. What is the time? Time is given 1.5 years, right? The time given to us is 1.5 years, right? So 1.5 years here. And the rate is basically 10% per annum, right? So please note it is per annum, right? And the compound interest is being compounded half yearly. So how do you do these questions, guys? Half yearly. This is very interesting. That means you're getting the interest every half year. So at the end of the half year, you're getting some interest. Then again, at the end of another half year, you're getting an interest. So how do we work this out? So very simple, guys. Again, make this table, and I'm going to make it really easy. Just write down the principal, 12,000. Okay. What is the rate? The rate is given to you, 10%. So please take it as 10% here. Okay. Everybody's got that, 10%. What should be the time, guys? What will be the time here? Excellent. I see Rachel D'Souza says half. Shaumitro says half. Fantastic. Because you're getting the compound interest after half year. So you need to take the time as half year, right? So what will be the interest here, guys? Please calculate. Very simple. The interest after the first time, right? So the first interest, which I call it as I1 here, is going to be PRT by 100. So please substitute the values, 12,000, right? Multiplied by half here, right? Sorry, the rate is 10%, multiplied by half, divided by 100. So please calculate and tell me what are you guys getting? Excellent. Yashwant has 600. Fantastic, right? Not 60. It's going to be 600, guys. The interest is going to be 600 here. So what is the total amount? Just add up the numbers. The principal, right? Principal plus the interest is the amount, right? So 12,600. Fantastic. Awesome, guys. So everybody's got this. Again, same thing. Copy down the amount here, right? So you guys can do this working below and fill up the table, right? So you must show the working. Don't just directly fill up the table, because you have to show your working. Excellent. The rates remains the same, 10%. Now what should I take the next time as? Another half year, right? Another half year. So it's going to be again half. Fantastic, right? So what will be the interest this time? So I2. So I'm just going to, erase this and do some cheating here, right? So I'm going to do I2 here. The formula is going to be the same. This amount is going to become 12,600, right? So guys, please show all the steps. I'm just doing it in shortcut, and all of this remains same, right? 10.5. So what is the answer you're getting here? So I think if you work this out, you'll get something like 630 rupees, right? It should definitely be more than the first interest. Are you guys getting this? 630 after this another half year. Excellent. Right. Deepak is getting that. Deepak Gorin. Very good. Right. So if you add this number, Prachi is getting Prachi Prakash. Excellent. So just add up this number here, right? And so the second amount is going to be 13230, I think. Please check my calculations in case I make a mistake. I'm doing it live here. So you just have to add the principal and the interest amount. Okay. And again, copy the amount here. So 13230. So what will be the third interest, right? So I'm again going to cheat here. I3 is going to be PRT, and the new principal is going to be basically 13230. Is that correct? Multiplied by 10% and half again, right? So the rate is going to be 10%. It's going to be half a year again, because 1.5 years, right? And so what is the interest going to work out to be? So if you multiply these numbers, what are you guys going to get? So I think I'm going to get here 661.5. So some of the calculations, can get a bit complicated. Please check, guys. So if you multiply this, I think you're going to get 661.50. Okay. And better to write 50, because this is all money, right? We are all talking about money here, amounts. So not 0.5. Very good. I see a lot of you've got that number, right? So Nayonika also has that. Excellent. Sumant, very good. And so just add up these numbers here, and what will be the final amount? So we can easily, we have got the amount here. I think it's going to work out to be something like 18, what are you guys getting here? 13891.50, right? So that's the final amount where you just add this principal and the I3, the final interest, okay? And so what is the compound interest going to be? So this is our final amount A. So compound interest is basically going to be A minus P, which is basically 13891.50 minus the 12,000 that you invested, right? And so what is the final value? I think we are getting 1891.50 is the total compound interest. So please be careful. If they ask compound interest, please write that. If they ask amount or if they ask both, please check carefully. Excellent, guys. I see a lot of you have got the correct answer. You guys are doing great. I hope the concept is crystal clear to you. Awesome. Fantastic. Now, so you guys can see it can get, sometimes complicated if, we are working out these amounts, let's say for 4 years, 5 years, or, you're doing this kind of questions, not even the half yearly. If you're doing this kind of question, these type of questions, and let's say, it's for many years, then there is another easy way to do it using the compound interest formula. So there's a magic formula, guys, that can directly give you the amount. So this table method, sometimes if they ask you to show the interest every year, then better you do this table method. But if they don't ask you for, showing all the steps, you can directly apply this magic formula that we are going to discuss now. Okay. So what is the compound interest formula? It basically says the total amount is P multiplied by 1 plus R by 100 to the power N. So what is A? A, as you can see, is our total amount, the final amount, which means principal plus interest. Okay. P is the principal here, as we've discussed, right? R is the rate, as you guys know, and the rate is basically per annum, right? And N is the number of years. So please note, guys, here, N is the time here, right? N is the number, time, or basically we say the number of years. Okay. So what is how do you finally calculate the compound interest? Very simple. You just have to subtract your amount minus the principal interest, as we have discussed. Okay. You can add up the previous interest as you had done in the table if you want, but here we just do A minus P. You don't have to learn any other formula, right? So this is very simple. To calculate compound interest, you find the total amount using this formula. And please note the compound interest formula is different from the simple interest formula. Simple interest formula is a little simpler, right? PRT by 100. Now, of course, in compound interest, you're getting more money. So the formula is going to be a little more complex, right? So this was simple interest formula. And please take a look at this formula where you have 1 plus R by 100, not multiplied by N. It is to the power of N, the index or exponent, right? We say it is to the power N. So let's apply this formula in the next question. Let's say you've been asked to calculate the amount and compound interest for rupees 20,000 for 2 years when the rate of interest is 6% per annum. So I want everybody to please apply this formula and do it. Now we won't do with the table method or, calculating the interest for each year. Previously, we were basically doing all these questions we had done in a simple interest way, right? We were using the simple interest formula. So we were just adding up the interest. So that's how we had calculated these questions, right? Remember, using PRT by 100. So we were basically just adding up the interest and finding the compound interest. But now we are going to directly apply the magic formula. So no need of the table now. So let's go ahead and do this in this question. So what are the values given to us? And let's write the formula first. Amount is basically P times 1 plus R by 100, okay, to the power N. So let's see what's been given to us. The principal is 20,000, okay, and the time is given to us 2 years. So N is 2, okay, and because 2 years, right, and the rate given to us is 6% per annum. So capital R is 6%. Do you guys agree? Can you guys see? So you can write R equal to 6 here. Okay. So please go ahead and substitute these values here. And very simple, you just have to substitute the values in the formula. So what is the final amount? It's going to be 20,000, right? 1 plus, right? So just let me write it in the colors here so that you guys can see what I'm substituting. P is 20,000. So 20,000 and 1 plus R. R is 6%, right? So 6 divided by 100 to the power 2. Do you guys see? So its power 2 means squared. So what will be the answer here? Very good. I can see a lot of you have already got the answer. So it's basically 20,000, right? And if you work this out, this is basically 106 by 100 whole square. Do you guys see that? Okay. Now one very interesting thing, rather than cancelling this and doing 53 by 50 here, I suggest you to keep hundreds because it's very easy to divide by 100. Okay. So what I would suggest you guys to do here is basically, this is going to work out to be 20,000 multiplied by 106 multiplied by 106. And so don't do that 53 by 50. Just keep the hundreds here and just cancel over here. Okay. So what are we finally getting? Can you see? 106 whole square times 2. So it makes it much more simple. So if you multiply 106 whole square, it's basically going to work out to be 2 times, I think, 11236. So what is the final answer? The final answer works out to be 22472. Are you guys getting that? Please check. And rupees, right? If they've given a unit, please write the unit. Units are very important, just like in physics, in maths also, right? Because the rupee can't become dollar here, or it can't become euros. So it has to stay the same unit, right? And what is the compound interest? Excellent, guys. So you guys have got the correct answer. Fantastic. Amount is done. So we have found the amount. It's done. What is the compound interest going to be? Very simple. You just have to subtract. Remember this formula? CI is A minus P. Okay. So all you have to do, guys, here is to subtract. Is that clear? So that's all you need to do here. You just need to subtract these amounts. So please do that here, guys. So we're going to basically subtract the amounts here. So compound interest is going to be 22472. So compound interest formula is basically A minus P, right? So that's basically 22472 minus 20,000. So if you work that out, what are you guys going to get finally? Very simple, 2472. I'm a bit out of space here, so please check. And then rupees, right? So that's going to be in rupees, right? Rupees. Excellent. So you just have to subtract that. Fantastic. Let's move on to another question, guys. Calculate the amount and compound interest for 10,000 for 1.5 years if the interest is paid semi-annually at the rate of 10%. So this is very interesting. What will happen here, guys? Please try this question. So you guys have been fantastic. Wow, we are close to 500 likes. Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit it right now. Do subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot for all your love and support. And do write your feedback in the comments also. So let's take a look at this question. What does it say? The amount is, the principal is 10,000, right? So please write that. So principal is 10,000 here. The time given to us is 1.5 years, right? So time you can see given is 1.5 years here, right? And then we have something interesting, semi-annually, right? Wow, thank you. We are over 500 likes. That's great. Thanks a lot. And the rate you can see is 10% per annum, okay? So the rate given here is 10% per annum, right? At 10% per annum. Let me write that. But now what do you do for semi-annually? Because what was our formula? We had the formula A equals P. Remember this formula? Please take a look. A equals P 1 plus R by 100 by N to the power N, right? We have done that formula. So let's go ahead and write that here. So A equals P times 1 plus R by 100 to the power N. But the problem is we have semi-annually. So how do we apply this formula? Because when we talked about this formula, it said in terms number of years. Okay. So let me make it really easy for you. Guys, when you see this semi-annually, okay, what do you guys need to do? So when you see semi-annually, very simple, guys, what you need to do is make a change in the formula. You need to do some adjustment here. So what you need to do is you need to multiply the rate by 2. Okay, sorry, you need to multiply the time by 2, right? So n is going to become 2n, right? Because you know, you're getting it semi-annually. You're not getting every year, you're getting every half year. So n will become 2n and the rate will become half, because remember the rate is per annum, but in semi-annually, the rate is going to be less, right? So you just need to make this change to the formula. It's basically going to become r by 2. Instead of r, please make it r divided by 2, okay? Multiplied by 100. So don't make it 200, just remember it like r by 2 times 100. Let me write it clearly here for you. So r by 2 times 100. So guys, please see this change in formula for semi-annually. Please see this. Very important. Can you guys see that? This is the change in formula for semi-annually. What was our original formula? It was this, right? A equals, please compare it, P plus R by 100 to the power N. So do you see the difference here? Okay. So can you see this is annually? And semi-annually, what is the trick, guys? Very simple trick I've shown you. Just change the formula. Just change n to 2n and change the rate r to r by 2, because that was per annum. This is half annum, right? So just makes that change and you substitute the values. You'll easily get the answer. Is that clear? So everybody, I want you to try this. So let's make the substitution here. So let's write down the formula. So please write the semi-annually formula here, right? Because we have to do for semi-annually. So A is going to be basically P times 1 plus R by 2. Remember, R by 2 times 100 to the power 2n. And now you just have to substitute here. So what will be the total amount? The principal is given to you as 10,000, right? So just substitute the principal here, 10,000, and multiply it by 1 plus R by 2. So R is given to us as 10%. So it's basically going to be 10 by 2 here. So 10 divided by 2 here, right? So R is going to be 10 by 2 times 100 and to the power 2n. So for 1.5 years, what does 2n become? You just multiply 2 times 1.5, right? Because 1.5 years. So 2 times 1.5 is basically going to be 3 by 2, because we are substituting n to be 1.5, which is basically 3 by 2. Right? The rate we have substituted here to be 10%. Can you guys see that? And the principal is 10,000. So I've made all these substitutions here. So I've written it clearly for you here. Principal is 10,000, rate is 10%, n is 3 by 2. Just substitute in the formula. Awesome, guys. Can you see that? Clear? So can you see that 2 will cancel here? So this is what we guys are getting. So what are we getting here? 10,000, right? Multiplied by, so this is going to be 1 plus 5 by 100, right? To the power 3. So if you work that out, that's going to be 10,000, and this is basically 105 by 100. So that is basically 21 by 20, right? So 21 by 20 to the power 3. So now you need to do, some calculations here. So guys, what you can do is take 10 to the power 3, so divide it. So do 21 cube divided by 8 and calculate this, right? So what are you guys getting? So there's some calculation tricks here, because, better to do it as 21 cube divided by 2 cube, and then you take out the 10 cube. You take out the 1000 from here. So it's easier to divide by 8, right? Excellent. So if you do the calculations, I think the final amount you're going to get is something like 11576.25. Are you guys getting this? I think I saw some of you having this answer, 11576.25. All right. And then, excellent. I see Drakshit has the right answer. And then what will be the compound interest? You just have to subtract 10,000. Okay. Is that clear, guys? So for compound interest, you just have to subtract 10,000. So compound interest is going to be 11576.25 minus 10,000. So simple, right? So basically it's going to be 1576.25. Do you guys see that here? I think I have to move a bit to show you, right? All right. Excellent. Excellent. Is that clear to you guys? Fantastic. So in semi-annually, please be careful. You just have to take this formula and do r by 2 and 2n. So can you see we have just changed the formula? Instead of n, we are doing 2n. You substitute the n as 1.5. Rate you substitute the 10%, but make sure you do r by 2. Okay. So values you substitute directly, right? So 10% is substituted here and 1.5 for n, but the formula is changing. Suppose guys it is quarterly, then what will you do? So how will you change the formula for quarterly? This was for semi-annually. So suppose it was compounded quarterly, what does it become, guys? So this was for semi-annually, right? So suppose I change the formula to quarterly, then what will happen? So let's see what will you guys do here. For quarterly, can you guys tell me what will happen? For quarterly, it will become r by 4 and 4n. Excellent, excellent. It will become r by 4 and 4n. Fantastic. And suppose guys it was monthly. So this was quarterly. Suppose it was monthly. So if you had compound interest paid monthly, every month, because the rate is still per annum, so it basically becomes r by 12 and 12n here. Do you guys see that? Excellent. Yes, Satya Mondal has written 1 by 12, right? So it becomes r by 12 but 12n there. So both the things change, r and n. Very, very important to remember. Very good. Arush has also written that. Excellent, guys. Superb. So I have this homework question for all of you. Please try calculate the compound interest for ₹1,000 for half a year if the interest is paid quarterly at the rate of 8% per annum. Okay. So guys, try to do this using the compound interest formula, but again you might have to make some modifications because you see it's saying quarterly here. So I want all of you to try this and do write your answers in the comments below, and I'll definitely take a look at your answers and reply to them as soon as possible. So I'm looking forward for all of you trying this homework question that calculate the compound interest for ₹1,000 for half a year if the interest is paid quarterly at the rate of 8% per annum. So I'm not going to give out the answer out here. I want all of you to pick up your pen and paper, do the calculations and write it in the comments below. And guys, do check out our website. As I said, manochaacademy.com. We have some great courses for class 9 and 10 for physics, chemistry, maths. And now we have this new coding course, computer programming with Java, where basically I'm teaching computer programming in live classes on our website. So I take more live classes on our website. So guys, do check it out. I'll put the links below. I'll put the links here below, and guys, do share it out with your friends. So thanks a lot for your love and support, because now we are a family of over 300,000 subscribers on our channel, and guys, it's all thanks to your love and support. So I want to thank each one of you, and do share out our YouTube channel. I have a Hindi channel also, Manocha Academy Hindi. I'll be taking some more live classes there as well. So guys, do check it out, and hope you found this class interesting on simple and compound interest. You guys were super interactive, and thanks for over the 550 likes we've got. Great to see that. It's very encouraging when we read your comments and all the love and support that we get. And do check out our website, because these courses are on a big discount. I think they're on a big discount for all the courses, physics, chemistry, maths. We also have the combo courses where you can take all the subjects. So yes, I'm going to end the session here. And please remember these formulae, right? So what are the two important formulae that we did today, right? So we talked about, we compared the piggy bank and the bank, right? Where should you put your money? And you guys know how the bank gives interest. So using simple interest, right? And then that was our simple interest formula. And guys, we also learned about the compound interest formula, so that you don't have to every time add the interest, because you were calculating the interest by adding the simple interest. You can directly use this formula and get the amount and compound interest. Awesome, guys. So hope you enjoyed this class, and do take care, all of you, and do share it out with your friends, and do check out our website, manochaacademy.com. I'll put the links in the description below. Thanks a lot, guys. And take care. And I know some of you requested for a demo class, or we'll try to put up a demo video for this Java coding. So I'm taking live classes. I'm using the BlueJ and showing you, Java with all the practical programming. So I'm doing live programming, and you guys can see that Python courses and C++ will be added in the future, definitely. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Take care. I'll end the session here. and hope you guys had a great session. I really enjoyed it with all of you, and see you in the next live class. So please make sure you've subscribed to our channel and click on the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the live classes. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, guys. And do give your feedback on what would you like as the next topic. I may not be able to take each and every topic, but do write it in the comments, and I take more live classes on our website if you're interested in these courses. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for your love and support. And here's Sandeep Manocha signing off. And a big thanks from the Manocha Academy team, because we recently hit 3 lakh subscribers, 300,000. Thanks a lot, guys. It's all due to your love and support. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.